Hey everybody, I hope you guys are doing well. I've got another video for you today. It's another TTM video. TTM, if you don't know, stands for through the mail, and what I'll do, and what I'm sure a lot of you guys do as well, is I will take sports cards, usually baseball, hockey, basketball, to a lesser extent football. I know some of you guys probably do more football than I do, but it's not really my sport. But I'll send them out to players with a self-addressed stamped envelope, as well as a handwritten letter that is individualized to the player that kind of usually indicates, some sort of knowledge or something about them, as well as, most importantly, a request that they sign the cards that I've included. And most of them will sign for free. Some of them charge like a nominal fee, but it's usually $5-10, nothing too crazy, and it's usually, I think, pretty good deal for their time. But anyway, I'm sure you know that, and I'm sure there's lots of videos on how to do the TTM process, but I'm just going to show you what has come in since my last video, because it's been a few weeks. So yeah, so let's just get into it, shall we? First off, here's a picture from the 60s and 70s. This is Jim Lonberg. He played for the Phillies as well as the Red Sox, and I think he played for the Brewers as well, but he was a good pitcher back before my time, so I never actually saw him play, but he's a big signer, and we're happy to get his cards. So got Jim Lonberg. Next up, we have, this is a basketball one. We've got Dave Hoppen. Dave Hoppen played in the late 80s for the Charlotte Hornets. I seem to have like tons of hoops and skybox cards, so like my basketball ones all seem to be drawn from the same sets. But anyhow, we've got Dave Hoppen. He's from Omaha, Nebraska, and he signs through the mail, and very happy to get his signature. So awesome. Next up, now this is I think he's one of the best goalies of the late 80s, early 90s, Ron Hextall. Ron Hextall only signs one card, so if you're going to try to get him to give you an autographed card, don't send him more than one, because he'll only sign one, and so make sure you send him the one that you want. I went with a Pro Set. I don't generally like Pro Set cards, but I kind of liked the picture on this card, so I thought it was a cool one. He always signs it like he does it to the person, like to whatever your name is, and signs it. So very cool to get Ron Hextall. Next up is a really good 1970s player, Ralph Garr. He was super speedy, and he got nicknamed the Roadrunner just because he was super fast, and I think he had like some Looney Tunes like marketing contracts or something back in the day, but before my time as well. But he charges $5. I only got one of his, but went with the 1976 Topps, which I think looks really good with his signature. And I was kind of like the only cards I had of him, I had like the 72 Topps and the 74 Topps and this one, and I thought this was the best one. But yeah, so next up we have another guy with a nickname, but he got his nickname after he left the Tigers, so we're not gonna call him Senior Smoke, because we're going back to the 80s when he was with the Tigers, and he was part of the 1984 World Series Championship Tigers team. And I'm trying to get all of the 1985 Topps team set signed if I can. I know some of them have passed away, like Chet Lemon, and Sparky Anderson, but I don't know. In the 85 Topps goes back to the 84 season, so it's always been kind of my favorite set. So we'll see if we do that. But Juan Berenguer, he charges $5, and very happy to get his signature on the 84 Topps, as well as the 84 Donruss, as well as the 85 Topps. Cool cards, cool signature, cool guy, great. Next up, here's a football one, and I'm gonna look really stupid right now because I don't know anything about football, but had some cards of him. So we've got Stephon Page, and he played for the Kansas City Chiefs, and he was a wide receiver, but he's very responsive, and it's cool to get his signatures. They look great on his cards, so very happy to get those as well for my very small football collection. Next up, here is a Red Wings player who played like from the 60s throughout the 70s on the Red Wings, and he actually lives in the same town that I grew up in. But anyhow, here's Nick Libet. Very cool to get a spread of cards from the 70s of his. Very cool. And I grew up in Michigan, so I was always a Red Wings fan until I moved to Colorado and converted into an Avs fan, but I still like the Red Wings, just not when they're playing the Avs. Here's one, Steve Blass. He was a pitcher for the Pirates in the 70s, and I got his 1974 Topps signed, which is an action shot of him pitching. Pretty cool. And then next up is, here's one I sent all the way to Puerto Rico for a 1960s player named Julian, or is it Julian or Julian? You'll have to correct me on that one. Javier, who was played for the Cardinals way before my time, but cool signature and very happy that he signs. And then next up is, now I did remember seeing this guy play back in the 80s and early 90s. This is Jim Acker. He was on the Braves, and he is also on the Blue Jays. We got his 87 Topps, his 88 score, as well as his 91 Donruss. Excuse me. Here we go. Next up, another Charlotte Hornets player, Randolph Keys. These skybox, the gold bordered skybox cards are really bad for signatures because they're so dark and you never really see their signatures on them. However, the next year when Skybox was doing the really white looking cards, the signatures look really good on those cards. So if I have these of the players, I like to send these out to get signed because they just look so good with signatures. We also got his 1990 hoops as well. And then next up is a good pitcher from the 70s and early 80s, again, kind of before my time, but Al Hrabosky. Did I pronounce that right? I don't know. But we've got him on the Cardinals as well as on the Braves with 1981 Flair. Cool cards. And here's one from my time. And this one I'm really super excited about. And he does charge, like, I think it's $5, but here's Howard Johnson, Hojo, 1984, again, 1985 Topps, and part of the World Series team. And then obviously he went on to play for other teams such as the Mets, but I prefer him as a Tiger, so I went with his Tigers cards with the 83 Donruss as well as the 85 Topps. Very happy to get those from Hojo. Next up, this one I've got 4 of. Bill Allman, he's a very big TTM guy, very responsive, good signer. We've got him back in 81 with a Flair when he was playing for the Mets, and then he went and played for the A's, 84 Donruss, 84 Topps, and then he went over and played for the Pirates, and we got the 87 Topps of him on the Pirates, so cool cards. Here's another hockey one. Marshall Johnston. Marshall Johnston he played for the Golden Seals, which is a cool team that does not exist anymore, so I kind of love getting cards of them. I'm very happy to get that. He also has a Denver connection. He went to DU, so he's DU alumni, and he also, I think he coached for DU as well as coached for the Rockies, not the baseball team, but the hockey team that was around in the 70s. So cool to get a guy with a Colorado connection. Marshall Johnston, very happy to get those. And then next up, we've got a pitcher from the late 80s. Terry Leach, played for the Mets as well as the Royals. Got him 88 Flair, 89 Topps, and 1990 score. Another pitcher from the early 80s, we've got Randy Neiman, played for the Astros in those crazy colorful uniforms. And then later he went on to play for the Mets, and we got him in his 87 Topps as well for the Mets. And then next up we have another guy from before my time, but big signer. And I got one of each of 3 teams that he played for. We got Ken Berry, and he was a what did he play? What position? I don't even know. Outfield. There you go. There's Ken Berry. We got him on the White Sox in 1969 Topps. Got him on the California Angels for 1973 Topps and 74 Topps when he was with the Brewers. So he bounced around from several teams in a span of just like 3 or 4 years. So cool signatures. And then next up, this is the one I'm super happy about. I had originally sent to this player back in May, and they never came back. And I was noticing that other people had been posting a lot of returns from him, and mine weren't coming back. So I kind of gave up on it and tried again. This is a player who does charge $10 per signature, but if you ask me, it's a steal. It's well worth it. So here we go with, I got 4. Andre Dawson. We'll start with the 1981 Topps. Just cool card. Good. 2 of him on the Expos and 2 of them on the Cubs, but just a really cool card. And he has one of the most beautiful signatures of any player in the league. Just very happy to get that. Great signature, great player, great guy. And then we got 85 Topps, and this isn't just any 85 Topps. This is a Tiffany, which I love. Topps Tiffany. Looks really good with his signature against the red uniform, and super glossy, but just a cool card. And then we got 88 Fleer. This is one of those inserts from the set. It's like an all-star insert, but I just thought a signature would kind of pop on that, which it does. Looks really good. And then lastly, we've got 1988 Topps, again, Tiffany, which is really cool. I love these glossy Tiffany's, but cool card. Very happy to get them. So super happy with Andre Dawson. Finally got his signature. Very happy to add these to the collection. But anyway, let me know what you thought of these latest TTMs, and if you guys are sending out through the mail cards, let me know who you're sending to, and if there's anyone that you think I might want to hit up for signatures that may not be on my radar. Let me know in the comments below, and hopefully I will catch you guys on the next one. So take care.